Okay, what's your background, your question, Sam?
I am Palestinian Orthodox. I messaged you on Facebook last night.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah, I sent you the AP article. I told you that the nun is 100% correct on everything.
Oh, you did. That's right. Let me see. Yeah, because I have 4 pages. One started by others. I have a Ben Malik account, Sam Shamoun account, and Billy Tomaselli.
I
So where
sent
did
it
you
to
send?
Billy. Yeah, I
Okay,
used
yeah, yeah.
my real name. Yeah,
Okay, so brother, that's fine. I'm not going to mention your real name. So, do you have any questions, or comments?
yeah. No, I just want to say that like everything the lady said is just like crazy on point. Like I really appreciate you guys touching on this because that's our reality. That's like
Tell them your
she
background again, so you know. Tell them what your
Palest-
background is. Oh,
Palestinian Orthodox from Bethlehem. So
okay. Hear this, guys. Palestinian Orthodox. Orthodox from Palestine. So this lady that appeared, this Orthodox nun, on Tucker Carlson's show, can you tell us whether she was 100% spot on or she's lying? And how would you know? Have you been exposed to
yeah,
that?
I lived there the first 17 years of my life. I'm from the city called Beit Jala. She mentioned the tunnel that she mentioned is what goes through right under our house. Matter of fact, when they use DMT to open it, that cracks from our house, just like our wall cracked. So that's like right under my house. The people she mentioned, I know them. The doctor she mentioned, we know him. She mentioned my high school. She mentioned my church. Nuns like her literally raised us from kindergarten until high school. I went to the Lutheran school she mentioned, and everything is correct. Like, like I don't understand why AP and his likes. I used to like him, like are attacking her, but people like her literally raised us, and it's just sad to see that no one is standing with us. It's a shame.
So people like her raised you, and you can testify that these Palestinian Christians are godly people who love the Lord, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're all like fine. There's a lot of Orthodox of us, some Catholics, some
Yep.
Lutherans. We're all like there's no issues between us. I mean, even we
See
live
that?
along
Say
with
it
the
again.
Muslims. I mean, all of us.
Lutherans, Orthodox Catholics, no issues among you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went my entire life to a Lutheran school. I'm a Greek Orthodox, and I went to a Lutheran school. There's absolutely no issue with that. Half of my classmates, if not most of them, were Muslim that used to sit in the morning prayer, our Heavenly Father with us. They used to stand up for the prayer. They respected it. We have no issues with the Muslim. Now, obviously, because we're a minority, whenever
Mm.
you have to walk on the sidewalk, because if there's a fight, nobody got your back. This is normal for any minority. But the fact that they still were persecuted, crap, crap. It's not. And I don't
Mm.
even like the other side. Like I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah. And you were raised in Palestine. Obviously, you hate Islam. You think Muhammad is a false prophet, but you're going to have to speak the truth. Not all the Muslims there are terrorists or terrorized you,
No,
right?
my best friend is absolutely Muslim, devout Muslim, one of my closest friends. And just because I have an issue with their religion, that doesn't mean I'm gonna have issue with the people I grew up with and I love. You know what I mean? That's like their will. I try to bring them to the truth. I try to use your argument and everything that I can to open their eyes. But I'm not gonna just sit there and bash these people that I grew up with. I mean,
Exactly.
sure, there's a lot of Hamas bad guys, but there's also a lot of Hamas good guys. Like I'm a Christian. I have no dog in this fight. You know?
And remember, though, be careful because there's, oh, Hamas, good guys. See, no, brethren, understand what he's saying because I try to put myself in his shoes. Some people join Hamas because they're convinced Israelis are the occupiers. Hamas is a response to them. Let me repeat. Understand where they're coming from. So you don't demonize this guy too and say he's a demon.
I
But
can
anyway,
tell you so many stories, Sam. Growing up in the second Intifada, we would see our neighbor's house. They would come, give them 15 minutes to get out of there, and they would just put up for no reason. Like, sorry,
but
I'm
let me
sorry to be
explain
gross.
your comment. I know, brother. I want to explain because he's going to now demonize you. What he means is some people join Hamas because they're convinced the Israelis stole their land and that they are the oppressors, they are the murderers, and you need to stand up against them. One man's saint is another man's heretic. Understand what he's telling you. If you're convinced the Jews stole your land, that's what you're convinced, then obviously you're going to join a resistance group because you think you owe it to your people who are suffering or being buildings up, and you owe it to your land to fight against these evil occupiers. That's the mindset. Whether they're right or wrong, this is what they believe. This is what they're taught. This is what they see. We see since 1948, they have occupied our land. They came in, drove us out from our homes, took over our land, and they have control over our water and electricity, and they have caged us in like rats in a cage. Of course, they're the ones who are evil. We need to fight them. That doesn't mean they're right. That doesn't mean they're wrong. It's perspective. And as a Palestinian, he doesn't see, oh, the Jews, they just want to coexist. They want a piece of the land and live peacefully with us. No, they took over the homes of even Palestinian Christians. They've got us like birds in a cage. They control our water supply, electricity. They're churches. They're down even Palestinian Christians. Of course, they're the ones who are evil, and we're the victims. See, it's perspective.
Yeah. Our land, my grandpa's land, was confiscated. I remember my dad telling me he used to go up with his grandpa and then just farm it. And I can see it from our house. And now they opened an entire city and they put settlements in it. And I can pass by it every day. And it's just sad that I can't access it. And some Eastern European kids live in it.
So
It's
who's living in
unfortunate.
your lands of your ancestors, you
I mean,
said?
the Eastern European, they bring. Israel has a habit of bringing a lot of people from Europe. They pay their monthly salaries. They pay them just to live there, which is why whenever October 7th happened, everybody in Israel ran to the airports because everybody wanted to leave. Um, Now this time, when Iran started Israel, what they did, Netanyahu sent all the planes out. He doesn't want the Jews to leave. Well, because if you're the owner of the land, you will die in your land. These people come from Europe. Whenever a drops, they run to the airport while we sit there, smoke hookah, and look at the and laugh. Like we're used to this. This is our land. They run straight to the airport. And it sucks that this is my grandpa's land and I can't access it. But then there's some blonde, blue eyes kid sitting there with his parents in it. And we're Christian, I don't have a dog in this fight.
In a land and in a whole house that was owned by your grandparents, your ancestors that were there, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
All
we're
right.
we're in an area C. I'm sure the none mentioned A, B, C. C is basically West Bank controlled by Israel. So the
What's controlling Israel again? Say it again.
we're in an area classified C. There's like A, B, C. A is full with the Palestinian. C is like a mixed area. It's with the West Bank, but whoever police it is the Israel military. So
Mm.
they would walk in into, like, whenever they want. They would just go bust in your house, ruin your parents' room, look for nothing, and just scare you and walk out. Like, it's insane. It's like this happens all the time. Whatever Danan said is 100% right. I when we were back in middle school, one of our high school kids, I don't know him personally. He actually did it, and because they killed his brother. That was back then, and I didn't know him. I heard the stories, but then they just blew his house. So if we want to understand why kids who went to Christian school would end up doing stuff that Hamas does, is not out of thin air. They have their parents, their siblings, and everything.
Yep.
So for us, we kind of understand. We don't agree with it, but we understand why these people do what they
Yeah,
do.
that's what I'm trying to tell people, Brother Sam, to understand what you're saying and their perspective, whether right or wrong. But they don't want to. They don't want to hear it. So it is what it is. But thank God, brother, there are now a lot of voices that are speaking out for the Palestinians and are not justifying this terrorist Netanyahu because he's a terrorist. I think he's scum. I have no respect
Oh
for him.
yeah. Hmm.
No, so there are a lot. So don't think it's an isolated voices. There's a lot more voices than you think. Even conservatives, Christians, Tucker Carlson. We see what they're doing to Candace Owen. They're demonizing her.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Right? They're making her look like a demon. I mean, I've heard David Wood and even Apostate Prophet demonize her. So it's like you can't touch Israel. It's the sacred cow. Because if you do, Candace Owen, demonized. Tucker Carlson, demonized. Everyone who speaks out is being demonized, but it doesn't work. We don't fall for it. We don't care what people think. Truth is truth. But I thank God you came up as the final person to speak because I wanted to hear your voice as a Palestinian Orthodox Christian. He's part of the Greek Orthodox Church, and he confirms absolutely 100% the nun is spot on. 100%.
Yeah.
Are there any Palestinian Christians who live there that would go against what she said that you know of?
No, man. I'm actually planning on going back there next year. But no, man. Everything. I mean, listen. I call my cousins every day. I talk to them. It's unfortunate. They live in the West Bank. There's no jobs. The people that can go work in Israel are not allowed to go in Israel anymore. Everybody's like struggling. But I mean, nobody disagreed. This is our reality. I mean, I can literally put 15 people on the phone with you right now when we get off in private, and you can speak to the people that live back home. This is our reality. And just like
Yep.
I literally lost all respect for AP, and I don't want to keep batching the guy, but the fact that people like her who literally raised us, people like this guy have no idea that the
Yes.
family that has the keys for the Holy Sepulchre are Muslim for the last 1,000 years. They come every morning, they open our church, and they lock it at night. It's the
Say it
Muslim
again.
family, the family
Who
that has
opens
the
up the Holy Sepulchre for you? Say it again. For how many years? Say it again.
Muslim family, generation after another. They have the keys of our church. They open it for us in the morning, and they lock it at night. I mean, even us, the Christians, Armenian, Catholic, Copt, even among each other, we are fighting over the church and inside, and then our keys with a Muslim. I mean, listen, I don't like Islam, and I don't like Judaism. Like I have no doubt in this fight,
I hate
but
Judaism and Islam. Yeah,
we
I hate
have
them.
to be fair. We have to be fair.
I
You
know.
know, like you walk into the streets of Bethlehem, it's 99% Muslims, and absolutely no problem. You know, like it's a beautiful place to be. All the tourists go to the Holy Nativity Church, which we used to pray every Sunday there. And you know, we have a saying in our Christian community: eat with the Jew and sleep at the Muslim's house. And I don't know if you can understand that. Eat with the
Yeah.
Jew and sleep at the Muslim's house, because from our experience with them, the Muslim will never when you're sleeping, but the Jewish will.
That's
And that's
their. That's yeah, that's a saying among them. He's saying because they don't
that's the
trust.
saying among us. Yes.
Yeah,
So
they don't
so
because remember his perspective, guys. He's this is what they've experienced. This is how they feel. They have no trust. How you feel about Muslims is how the Palestinians feel about Israel because they feel this is what Israel's done to them, whether right or wrong. Right?
and also, Sam, I want to leave you with one thing. I know you spoke about people seeing stuff when they're passing away. 2021, I live here in California. I took my grandpa to the airport to go visit back home for the summer. And he told me, grandson, I'm going to die there. I'm not coming back. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm going to pick you up in like 2 months. He's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to go get buried next to your grandma. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. However, he went there. He falls sick. And at the same time, something happened. It was 11 p.m. here. And he was in his last days in the hospital. He was still conscious and everything. And it was 11 p.m. here. We went to sleep. And at about 12 p.m., my mom had a dream from my grandma who passed away 20 something years, and
Mm.
my grandma told my mom that and I came and we took him and like peacefully, and we woke up 30 seconds later to a minute later we get the phone call from back home that my grandpa left peacefully, and he was calling his mom's name while he was surrendering his soul. So everything you said earlier, I can testify firsthand in it.
Did you hear it, guys? His grandfather said, "I'm not coming back. I'm going to go to be with your grandmother." The day he died, his mother saw her mother tell her, "We've taken him. He's at peace." They wake up, they got a call. "Hey, your father, his grandfather passed away," and he was crying out for his mother.
That was like
Confirmation.
minutes. Yeah, that was minutes after, like, whenever my mom had the dream and woke up, it was like, what, 1 a.m.? Like, a few minutes later, we get the call from my uncles who are
See that?
by his bedsides. I mean,
This,
that's like, that's not a coincidence. No way.
well, no, I've told you guys. Remember, I told you about bereavement visions and visions. So, did you catch it? So, his grandfather. So, it's your mother's father, right?
No, actually, my father's father. But
Okay,
yeah.
father. So, the grandmother that came to your mother was your father's mother.
Yes, yeah, her mother in law, yes.
Okay, so watch this. Let's repeat it again. Grandfather tells him, father's father, "You're not going to see me. I'm going to go to die, and I'm going to join your grandmother." No, 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 no. The day he dies, within minutes, his mother sees her mother-in-law, which was the wife of his grandfather, saying, "We've come and we've taken him. He's at peace." Wakes up, a few minutes later, phone call. "Oh, yes, your father-in-law, his grandfather, father's father, died, and he was crying out to his mother." So he was seeing his mother. God had opened the veil. Miraculous confirmation. Death is not the end. Jesus is alive, and his grandfather is with his grandmother, with Jesus in heaven. There you go, brother.
Yes,
Yeah, baby.
100%.
Love
100%.
you, man. Now, Sam, you know what you're going to do, right? Now, when people hear about this interview, now they're going to demonize you and me. Look, yeah, Sam brought in the pop. So pray for me, brother. We finish the race and we glorify Christ and not care what people say.
I will, and hopefully when you're in California, I can take you to visit our church. I go to Father Josiah's church. Beautiful
Don't give
church.
out too much information about your brother. I'll probably be up there. I'll be up there at the end of August around your area.
Yeah, reach me. You have me on Facebook. I would love to sit down and meet with you.
Yes, and pray that I'm at least as skinny and handsome as you. I got to drop 15 pounds to fit in my clothes.
Also, me too. I'm getting married in 2 months, and I need to lose 15. So we're on the same page. Also, I'm a really good cook. So if we meet, you're not gonna lose any pounds.
I'm going to have to see you after a year then when I lose 40 pounds. Opa! I love you,
you'll
brother.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much, bro. Have a good day. Bye.